Hello everyone, it's myzo here, and today we are going to talk about some Warhammer. Because I've been in love with Warhammer for a while now. The first ever game I played was Dawn of War. That was the first game. Then I played the shit out of this thing. I don't know if you guys know this is Warhammer Age of Reckoning. This was one of my favorite MMORPGs ever. It's freaking amazing. So, I have some Warhammer background. I am not reading every book, not doing all that. I am just watching like hours and hours of like lore videos. That's my jam. I really like to do that when I work or when I do gaming or anything. That's what I like to do. Sadly, I don't have figurines because I have plenty of expensive hobbies already. Like this thing. Fucking airsoft. That's an airsoft YouTube. That's an airsoft, not a gun. It's a gun, but it's an airsoft. And, you know, I play War Thunder 2, and fuck. I just fuck myself, and I play gacha games, so I don't have more money to spend on these things. Literally. So sadly, I don't do that. I only play, like, Battle Sector. That's my tabletop, like, replenishment, I guess. So I feel like I have sort of a okay-ish place to talk about this. And not just react to stuff. So I'm just going to bring up some videos that talked about it and then going to say my little piece for it. So let's get into it. So first I want to start with this perspective. This is Asmongold's video. You can see his bald face there. He talks about the intellectual dishonesty of this war thing. And honestly speaking, I have to agree with him with this. On the intellectual dishonesty part, because Warhammer Official and the whole Games Workshop, I would guess, trying to set this whole Custodes thing up in a way that they've been always there. But this is the first time, from what I know, that we actually had a lore piece from a female Custode. And we even have stuff that says in the lore and everything that the Custodes are chosen from the sons of Terra. So I mean, I don't know, maybe there are like girl sons, maybe, but to be fair, there were writers who wanted to write in female Custodes, because we are talking about that in the lore things. It is actually, I think it is possible to have female Custodes. But first, why is it bad, this intellectual dishonesty? They are talking to an audience of people who are usually pretty damn smart. And they have huge and deep-rooting dedication in the Warhammer universe. Like deep. And they're trying to sell people like that who spend hours and hours to play these Warhammer games, to read the lore, to listen to the lore, that they are wrong? Like what? That is so stupid. And the worst part about this... Okay, so I found this Reddit post. It's about a comment under that thing. And there is one woman, War Thunder player, who has a bunch of armies. And she brings up a really good point. She brings up that there are plenty of females in the Warhammer space. And we are going to talk about that in a bit too. And this is what just makes me angry, really. There are people who do not even play the Warhammer minis, do not even read the lore, don't have anything to do with Warhammer. And they are trying to push their agenda into this space. They are trying to force diversity in a way that they think is okay, when Warhammer already has diversity. Bro, have you seen those elder chicks, bro? What? They're hot as hell. But what? Slanish. Like, so I just don't get it. Like, what? What? How are these people are like just pushing everything in this shit? It's so stupid. And this is the girl, this Rebecca, just saying that she's not even playing these things. Like, what? Not even invested in this. And why is that bad that she only sees men who are paying for these things? Women buy different expensive hobby stuff and different stuff usually. Men buys completely different stuff usually. It's just we have like different taste. Because why would a woman buy these minis when they would not play with it? Huh? Women buy plenty of figurines. Anyways. So it's like, what? Do you know how many male figurines women buy? Like how many anime and like game figurines they buy? Either way, just because she doesn't see women buying Warhammer packs, those are for gaming too, not just to like gathering dust on your freaking shelves. It's so stupid to try to force these diversity ideas into the game. I just don't get it. So the first part, I would like to close it with this, that people are trying to force their own way of diversity into this Warhammer universe with these things. And Games Workshop and like the Warhammer has been kind of intellectually dishonest with this Warhammer issue at the moment, with the Custodes. And people who don't even play the tabletop, people who don't even have any investment in the Warhammer universe, are trying to say that it's okay. It's okay to push these things, and why are people upset about this? Like, fuck off. What? You have nothing to do here. Literally. Jesus. Okay, so that was one part. Now we're going to go for this one. So this is Major Kill's video. You should watch it. It's really good. It sums up stuff pretty damn well. It sums up stuff pretty damn well about the female Custodes and how they would be like possible. It's a good way to do it. Or I can recommend this little Reddit post. It's amazing. Or you can do your own research too. It's really not hard. Female Custodes. I can't even type. So, I am opening this because now you can see how they imagine female Custodes to look like. So I feel like this is the first part that people kind of get wrong. A female Custode is not going to look like this. And this is what Major Kill went into too, and this Reddit poster went into too, and the lore that I read went into it too. Because a Custodes woman would look like something like this. I'm really glad this picture is here. This picture is from like a... I don't know if the original picture is here. Hold on. Like, body of a Custodes. So, this picture. So they edited this picture. This picture shows you a guardsman on the right. Next to it, this is a Space Marine's body. Then I think it's a Thunder Warrior, and then it's a Custodes. And to have it in perspective, the guardsman is like 180 centimeters tall, so that's like 6 feet, I think, 6 feet plus. So then you can just imagine how tall the rest of them are. If this is 6 feet, this tiny thing here, you know. So this is the body, the Custodes body here, that they remodeled here to be a female Custodes. This kinda looks close to what it could be. It could be. Because if we see like best female bodybuilder, for example, this is the closest that we can get to how like females Custodes would look like, kind of, I would say. Although bodybuilders are not really a good example because they are like kind of puffed up, you know, by steroids usually and all that bullshit. that they do. So their muscles are kind of like buffed in a way. So this is like a more realistic view on it, on how like normal muscle mass would grow on them or get grown on them. But overall you can see that a female's body cannot really support as much muscle mass as a man's could. So the Emperor would have to kinda remodel the female's body to be more of as a man's body, so it can support more muscle mass. That is one point that Major Kill brings up, and I sort of agree with it, although I think the female body of this size can hold a pretty damn good amount of muscle too. Plus, if we wanna go into it like a bit more, I feel like women's mind and soul, and usually they're like more emotionally mature. Let's say that, just to, you know, this is not like anything to do with more lore, it's just my speculations. So I feel like a woman Custodes might be like a better psyker, or like have more of a resistance to chaos per se, like the Sisters of Batu have, because of the fact that they are women. And the women usually have higher pain tolerance in general too. So what if they are like a really chaos resistant, super psyker, pain tolerant Custodes? That's the woman version. And then we have the male version, who is more of like the combat type, like the close combat type, and the, you know, the goes in fuck shit ups type. And we have these two types, maybe. I could see that happen. But the worst part is that we don't really have anything on how the Custodes are made. I've been trying to search that thing for days now. Literally days. I could not really find anything. The most I found was how Custodes, oh my lord, I cannot pronounce these words. How Custodes are made are kind of similar to how Space Marines are made, but not really, because they are each formed individually by the Emperor. So, but here is where I think it is absolutely possible to make female Custodes comes in, because they are made, self-made and handmade by the Emperor themselves, one by one. I feel like it is completely possible for the Emperor to make out a Custodes to be a woman, or to be female. And not just with this body type. So, that's what I think about this female Custodes thing. I think it is definitely possible, but it definitely is not really going to look like something like this. I don't think it could look like this. Especially since they go to so many mutations and everything, and like they are literally crafted and created. I think that female charm that it could have, it kinda diminishes in the process of making them. So I don't know how much of a hot mummies with big miracles we would get. That's my point here. It's interesting to think about, because we're not going to get something like this or this. We would get something like this or whatever are these. More of it. Or, but else could I think of is like a female Orgrin? Is it No, Ogrin. That's how you type it. Okay. So there are female Ogrins, but apparently they are not really common to see. I don't think this is a female Ogrin. Is this a female Ogrin actually? Did they release models for them? So I would say that the closest thing to a female Custodes is like kind of like a female Ogrin in a way. I would say that, but who the hell knows, to be honest, who the hell knows. But there are already plenty of females, and I want to open the female part with that in Warhammer, because there are so many females in Warhammer. Like, first of all, this is a really good picture that sums it up. So first of all, we have Dark Eldari, plenty of females that we have from the Eldari side. Plenty of females, like a lot. Then we have the Inquisition and the Sisters of Battle. We have Saints. How cool is that? Actually, like, pure mortal woman. Not the Saint, really, kind of, but like a Sisters of Battle. For what I can tell, they are just women, literally, and they are badass as hell. Why aren't people giving them like more space or anything? They're amazing. Female guardsmen. Nobody talks about them either. Why? Apparently making female space marines are not possible, from what I learned and what I can tell. But we already have female Eldari, female Ogrins, female guardsmen. We have the Sisters of Battle. We have Saints. We have a bunch of people in the Inquisition. We definitely have Psychers and all that stuff too. And then, what else we have is this girl. I know it's heresy talking about her, but we still have Shadowsun. And Shadowsun is goddamn amazing. And we have a bunch of other Tau too, that are female. So, you know, it's just, there are a bunch of really strong female figures in the Warhammer lore already. So saying that Warhammer is an only man stuff, or there are no female representation in Warhammer, is as wrong as it gets. It's literally as wrong as it gets. It's insane. It's literally insanity to say that females don't have a representation in the Warhammer lore, because they do. There is plenty of them. Plenty of them everywhere. Just because the Warhammer universe, this, like, the 40k is like most famous part, is like the Emperor, the Space Marines, the Primarchs, and those are like what? A few thousand or 100,000 from the thousand and I don't know how many billions of like creatures and everything that Warhammer universe has to offer. It's such a small minority that got like that fame in the Warhammer with the Space Marines and everything, that the rest is like just not known, I guess, to the public that much. It's kind of weird. It's really is weird for me to see this, that they are actually saying that there's like no female representation, or if they would need more female representation. And although I have no problem with the female Custodes at all, I really don't. And from what I heard again, there were writers at Games Workshop that wanted to write female Custodes stuff already, but they were turned down, which is already weird from Games Workshop. So I don't know why they were turned down, or why they didn't let them write about female Custodes, when it is possible, especially because the Custodes are handcrafted by the Emperor. So at that point, Custodes basically could be anything, even if they are like chosen from the Sons of Terra. They could be chosen from the Daughters of the Terra too. So yeah, it's interesting. It is a really interesting topic. I hope I managed to add something plus to this thing, because I think Warhammer does not lack female representation. We have really damn badass and cool female characters in Warhammer. It's actually insane, and obviously Shadowsun is one of my favorites because I am a Tau main. You know, I am a heretic, I'm sorry, I love the Xenos, okay? I love Tau. Yeah, for the greater good, man. But still, it's insane to me. The intellectual dishonesty that Osmond talks about, major kills point, about these things are pretty damn good. I definitely recommend to watch those 2 videos and to look up some more stuff in the lore about these things. So I think this will be a welcomed addition over time. And right now, just ignore the Twitter outrage and the people that don't even play or don't even read Warhammer at all. It's just not worth your time to get in arguments with people who don't even play the minis or don't even learn about the lore or read the books or anything. There's like no point to argue with them on Twitter. They can just fuck off with their force diversity, because we already have diversity in Warhammer, so they can just suck a big orc dick. So yeah, thank you for watching. Tell me what you think about the female Custodes, and which is the already existing females in Warhammer is your favorite. Tell me about that. Mine is Shadowsun. I'm going to be honest. I'm a Tau main, man. What can I say? I know. I just love the big... Bro, battle suits? Like, what? That's so cool. Oh, I would just go in the broadside and pow! Okay. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye. Oh my lord.